Hi, I'm David Hankins,
And I'm Paul Hankins.
and welcome to a week in Power Squared 2020 edition.
Yes.
Yes, so much has changed since the new year. So this is our first video of 2020,
Yes.
and I thought we would talk about, or we thought we'd talk about, our goals and how we're working on them. In last week's video, we talked about what we had done in 2019 and what we wanted to do in 2020, and we've actually been working on some of our goals. And I thought we could talk about that and give ourselves a little pat on the back for doing good stuff. So to begin with, one of the things we talked about doing was having more consistent releases. That was one of your ideas.
Yeah, it was. It's something that like every other comic book does, and it would allow us to have more consistent readership and more consistent hype for
Right.
New issues.
So we want to put out one issue at a time instead of story arcs.
Yeah.
Which is a good idea. And we are, to that end, we submitted issue number 8, which was part of the Kickstarter, to Comixology. And since they have been sort of our publishing date, we're kind of using their, whenever that gets published, would be the release date for it also on physical media as well.
Right.
Right. And then we'll probably every couple of months put up another one. That's the idea.
Yeah.
Right. I'm all for it. We also talked about wanting to try to find additional outlets for Power Squared. Right now, it's Comixology and Artith American. That's it. We worked with Indie Planet on uploading the first 7 issues. Kind of want to see how long it takes to get those up before we put 8 up. But that's just another avenue for print and digital for Power Squared.
Yeah.
Which is one of our goals.
We're not going to try to stretch ourselves too thin with outlets, but...
No, but there's somebody that we've kind of been working with before on some print-on-demand stuff for when we've done signings. And it just seemed like kind of natural to keep doing it.
Yeah.
At least keep that relationship going.
So of course we're still going to work on getting published through Diamond.
Distributed through Diamond.
Yeah, distributed through Diamond.
Yes, that would be the ultimate goal for us. Well, actually, the ultimate goal would be to find somebody that actually would publish it, and then distribute it through Diamond.
Yeah.
But we can do the distribution through Diamond ourselves.
Yeah.
Phew. Okay, and then one of the things we talked about was trying to get more conventions and signings, and we actually had a talk this past week with a fairly substantial comic book store in Los Angeles about possibly doing a signing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get into many details because a lot has to be worked out and it could still obviously fall apart. But I think it was good that we actually were taking the bull by the horn and doing some of the things we want to do to keep the comic book going forward.
Yes.
Try to build a base. And they seem pretty open to it. Like I assume they've done it before. And they seem pretty open to the idea they want, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll work out. One of the other things we talked about for 2020 was taking the newsletter to monthly.
Yeah.
Because a weekly newsletter it's informative, but it's
time consuming.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to put together a newsletter. So we're going to do it every month now. We will still send out emails. One of the things that is in the newsletter is the podcasts are up, and when this video is up, and when the peak of the week is up, and we can send out emails on those separately. And so you may be getting, if you're a subscriber to the mailing list, you may get more emails than before, but the newsletter will become monthly.
Yeah.
As of the January 1, which will go out later today, which is Sunday.
Yeah. So like we said in the last video, it will allow more stuff to actually happen and make it more substantial.
Right. But we'll still do the peak of the week. And we'll still do this video and the podcast on Podbean and iTunes.
Yeah.
On the air with Power Square. Give a little plug there. Those will continue to happen, but yeah, this will be less. The newsletter will be less frequent.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing. We are continuing to work on Power Square beyond all that. We had got some thumbnails from Rachel this past week.
Yes.
And gave her some feedback, and I think that's going forward. So hopefully, we're working on issue 13. So we're putting on 8 and 9, and we're working on 13. And I guess Trevor's going to wrap up 12 because we finally got back all the names people want to use for the Kickstarter.
Yeah, that was one thing kind of holding it back.
Right. We want to get that done, and because part of the Kickstarter is we have to send those out to those people as well digitally.
Yeah.
So some people will have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 before anybody else, but we're going to release it generally to the public more consistently, as we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
So we are still working on it. We are still, I'm kind of tired of saying this, but we're working on the colorist. We also sat down and narrowed it down to a couple of people we like, and we're going to reach out to them today after we do this, obviously, and kind of hopefully move the conversation forward.
Yeah.
To find a new colorist, which we desperately will need.
We'd also like to issue a correction.
Yeah. When we were doing our 2019 wrap up, we left out we said we didn't put out a comic book in 2019, and we actually did. We put out issues 6 and 7, which is Kirby Good and Evil.
Yes.
Parts 1 and 2. They came out in March, so I guess we kind of forgot about it, I hate to say. Yeah. That was our first issues with Rachel and Nina. And those are really good issues, and we encourage people to read them. Just because we forgot about them doesn't mean they're forgettable.
Yeah.
But we wanted to make sure that we corrected ourselves, that we actually did put out 2 pretty good issues at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. I guess this is what happens when you take this long between issues.
Right, and I think that's why it's good that we'll be more consistent going forward. Keep harping on that,
yeah.
But it's a good point. We will be sending them out or releasing them more regularly going forward.
Yeah.
Phew. Okay, that will, I think, wrap up this issue.
Yeah. So if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and make sure to leave a comment below.
Right.
What you thought about this, how we can improve videos going forward. And if you have any questions, because we'd like to at some point maybe do a Q&A video.
That'd be great. Yeah. So if you have questions, leave those below, or you could write us at info@powersquarecomicbook.com.
Yes.
Which again just rolls off the tongue.
The questions can be basically anything as long as they're within reason.
Right. And don't ask for money.
Yeah.
All right. So until next week, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
And this has been a week in Power Squared.